you had a $10,000 insurance settlement, and that's what you started your company with.
My grandfather passed, so they gave my grandmother like 200 and something thousand. So she gave all the kids 10 grand. I took my 10 grand and started No Limit Records.
You just mentioned your brother, and you know, every people know what's going on, but what advice would you give to like what's going on with Troy Ave and Taxstone? I don't know if you're too much aware, because your family went through it differently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, to be honest with you,
Good question.
Social media, the change, and you got to grow up. Like I had to grow up. I had to realize, do I want to be free out here with my kids, enjoying life, or do I want to be locked up and show the world how tough and how hard I am?
Right.
So I chose to be here with my family.
Right.
And it takes a lot to have to grow up because you could easily react when somebody do
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yes.
and I learned that. So all my homies that's got a second chance, they like, Pete, man, I want to be around you because I know that something else clicked because they know how I used to be.
Right.
Like once you told me something, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now I'm just thankful, you know, picking up that Bible, you know, and most guys that's locked up, man, if y'all in jail, if y'all watching this, whatever, man, pick up that Bible. I mean, I think it's going to take, because at first I used to be scared to go by the church all
Me
the stuff
too.
like this. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you
So, you know, I'm thinking, man, some lightning going to strike over here. So, but then I start realizing that God done forgave murderers and prostitutes, everything. And so I was like, I realized we don't have to be perfect, not to be preachy type with it. But I start saying, man, maybe I could go over there and see if I could get myself together or something, but still be me. You know what I'm saying? And because you want to do that for your kids. When you have no kids and nothing, you have nothing to lose. You wild.
Right. And
And so, you know, doing the body stuff and all, like I really, you know, I had Rome, but I was raised, and people don't realize Rome got raised up in the project. Even though, you know, he a pretty boy, light skin, but he had to fight back there.
Right.
You know, for anything, I used to put, man, going on, I'm gonna get you some Jordan, go handle your business. So it's like, but these are the type of daddies we around.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about, so you have to grow up as a person. I had to grow up as a person and say, man, I want to see this kid go to college. I got to do right.
Right.
I can't be raising him to be the toughest guy in the world. You know, let him be him. And
Right.
when I start doing that, man, everything else start working out. You know, I was able to watch my son go to college, now he's making movies. And we come from the slums.
I was a huge No Limit fan.
Appreciate
You
it.
had the biggest discography of artists, I think, in hip hop history.
Yeah.
You had Skullduggery,
Yeah,
Fiend,
yeah.
Mercedes,
Yeah,
504
Five,
Boys,
yeah.
Young Bleed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
do this. I do this.
Remember, we
You talking to me?
we all
I
went
know.
down south for a moment, you know.
Yeah, no, I know.
How did you recruit all those artists like that?
You know what? It's just having good people, man, and like we have now. You know, I look at the career that Mia X had and Mercedes,
Right.
and like I said, having a Paloma Ford and a Symphony and you know, Silk back doing this thing now.
Yeah, I
and,
saw that.
And the Marcus Clay and I mean, I just look at my roster right now. Ace B grew up. Me and his uncle, both his uncles, we was like best friends in the project.
Okay.
You know, but after they got killed, he really got into the music.
Right.
And so to know having somebody that went through that pain and want more, I mean, is incredible for us. To say that we're finding good talent, people that been through something and want something else out of life. So there's a lot of underdogs, man, around us that I feel like I feel like I had the next best talent to make history twice and to do this again.
Right.
You know, a lot of people from New York, when we think of No Limit,
Yeah.
we also associate Cash Money,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, you know, Baby.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them falling out? You ever thought maybe to reach out and reconnect?
So my thing is with them is like, so when you got people around you, and that's what I like about the Ace B's, the Mo Roys, the King Roys, the Black and Miles, the J Slugs, like these people around me that we in it for love. You know, I mean, I told her like it gotta be that
Genuine
Yeah,
love.
it's not about the money, because even if we fall off, we're gonna figure out how to make money. I'm a hustler, man. I'm like instant grits, just add water, we're gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you just in it for the money is the root of all evil, man. It's gonna make you do wicked things, even against your own homeboys and your own team. So I'm like, if it's about the love, you ain't got to worry about it, because we hustling together.
Right.
I think when they stop hustling together and it's just about the money, that's when the problems come in. And that's when the other outside, the evil people come around because they all trying to figure out how to get some of that money.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, it's up to them, man. If it's about love, they're going to figure it out. If it's just about money, then,
Right.
you know.
Now, I'm switching the pitch.
Yeah.
Every rapper wants to be a basketball player.
Yeah.
Every basketball player
Let's talk about
wants
it.
to be a rapper. You actually successfully made the transition. You actually played with Charlotte Hornets.
Shaq said you really were one of the best players he ever
Ball,
played
right?
again.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because anybody can't just go play for the, do that. Make that
Well, the
transition.
thing about it is, it's hard work. Like, but people don't realize I was a basketball player before.
Right.
Before all this, I was a basketball player. So you got to realize basketball saved my life.
Right.
So when you see my movie, The King of the South, The Ice Cream Man, you'll see that I thought I was going to be in the NBA at first.
Right.
But after I got hurt, when you go to college, they send you home. They take your scholarship away. It ain't like it is now.
Right.
You know, back then it's like how many players we have? You got 12, 13 players. Okay, we need that scholarship if you hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So riding that bus back home to the projects, I'm like, man, I got to do something.
Right.
And then when my brother got killed, I wanted to keep him alive and tell my story because my goal was to live to be 19, and my brother died at 19. So we used to sit in the room
Crazy.
and ask each other who gonna die first, because at that time New
We
Orleans
used
was
to
the
sit
murder
in the
capital
room
of the world.
and discuss
Yeah,
that.
because all my friends was dying.
Right.
So it's like your number gonna come because everybody hot. So that's where the whole Hot Boys and all that. My other little cousin, that's where the name come from, Hot Boy. That's what he was. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So with the basketball thing, I think basketball saved me because even when the shootouts happened in the project, they knew I could shoot the ball, so they'd be like, Pete, man, get inside, it's about to go down.
Right.
You know, and it's like this generation is crazy. We don't even look out for the people with talent no more. They just gun down everybody.
They actually go after the people with talent.
You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
really do.
Like, it's like me playing in the NBA. So think about it. When I was with the Charlotte Hornets and when I was with Toronto Raptors, twice I was supposed to get 2 deals because I really could. You're not going to last that long in the NBA. But you know what happened? So in Toronto, the coach was like, people know you from the music, so we got to take it slow. Like, I just beat everybody on your team. You don't give me a deal.
Right.
You
Right.
trying to tell me, okay, well, we're going to let you go now, then we're going to bring you back. We don't need to do all that. Because think about it, I done passed everything. I done passed the physicals. You know what I'm saying? I done passed all the training. There's a lot of training.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Then even in Charlotte, people was like, okay, they couldn't get that, and this man come from the music industry.
Right.
But then I'm like, but I already paid my time. Like I tell them right now, okay, I talked to the Memphis Grizzlies. They wanted me to come in as a coach. They said, well, they got to think about it first, because you got to think about it because of my music. So I'm probably gonna be the next hip hop, well, not next, probably the first hip hop artist to coach in the NBA.
Coach in the NBA.
So that's
Wow.
what you know what I'm
Nice.
saying? So it's probably not be the team that I wanted to be, because I thought that, I was up for a job that just, they was worried about that.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't get mad. I can coach the Cavs or whatever. Man, LeBron, come on, man, you out the game. All that old other stuff, it ain't gonna be all that.
Right,
I don't care
right.
how much money you make or who you is. Come
Right.
on, man, sit down. I
Right.
told him that's what you need.
Right.
You need that. You got a bunch of fake coaches in the NBA right now that's scared of the players because they making more money than them.
More money than him.
You
So
know?
when you were in Charlotte,
Yeah.
because everybody knows you got that jump.
Oh yeah. That's what
So
I
was
do.
you showing Steph Curry how to shoot?
Oh,
Because
you
he
know
was
what,
a
man? Steph Curry used to be at our practice because me and his dad used to go at it.
Right.
I never let his dad shoot on me. I know he can shoot.
Right.
Think about it. If he think he about to put the bomb, I'm on it. Like, I'm gonna foul him, anything. Like, dude, so I'm gonna tell you who was crazy on that team. Rest in peace, Andy Mason. I'm gonna tell you how we met. It was crazy because me and him met like not liking each other for some reason. It's like
Yeah.
So Andy Mason was a bullet. You know what I'm saying? And I love his family and everybody. When I got, because basketball like that. When you from the hood, especially from New York.
Yeah.
So I'm in Charlotte with Andy Mason. I think that's probably the reason I got cut, because the GM told me. He said, man, I'm scared of Andy Mason. Why you not scared of him? I'm like, I'm just not scared of him. But first day of practice, Andy Mason said, don't nobody touch me.
Yo.
What?
Dude.
I could hear him saying
Yeah,
that.
and but that's how we met though. Think about this. So nobody could touch him. So me, I'm from the projects. I come straight down and file him. Look what he hollered. He said, Lil man, I'm gonna deal with you in the locker room. I said, nah, deal with me now, big man.
Right.
Deal with me now. So he seen I wasn't scared, so he was like, and we got in the locker room, I'm thinking this dude about to punish me. This dude was huge, right?
Right.
So I get in the locker room, I'm ready. Come on, man. He said, nah, little man, I like you. We ended up being friends out there, man. We was like, it was like crazy. Like, so the GM, everything was good. I was the last cut. We had to play like about 8 or 9 games, and he brought me into the office. He said, man, North Carolina is a Bible-built city.
It is. I live there.
And your music is pure filth. So I'm saying, man, what's your music? I ain't even told, like, what are you? He said, I listen to this Ice Cream Man. I said, oh, I'm done. So if you'd have seen this guy, man, little old white guy, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of here.
So they cut you because of the content of your music?
Yeah.
North Carolina? Yes.
Shaq said your jump when you played one-on-one, your
You can
jumper
go see
lit
that.
him up.
They just did a story on ESPN on me, so you'll see me going up against Allen Iverson and everything. You know, at that time they was huge.
Right.
So you know, it's like basketball. If you could play basketball and you could survive like the 12th to 13th man, then you could be the 7th or 8th man on any team.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
right.
So you got to imagine, and they kept Muggsy Bogues at the time. Muggsy Bogues, that was
5'3".
I was killing him. No disrespect. He's one of the best players at that time. Before I got, before that time. But he was up for his pension. I mean, his knees was going at that time. So I was like, okay. But I realized he was something big for the NBA. It was politics. So that's what I was telling you about with the Donald Trump thing.
Right.
So they kept it politics. They got a veteran that been around. All he did was sit on the bench at that time.
Right.
And so, but Charlotte was mad. Like the people was mad because what I was doing in the game. So they was like, man, y'all. And at that time it was a lockout. So we had the most fans at Charlotte.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Because the misconception about sports is it's about talent, but you're clearly saying that wasn't the case.
No, so let me tell you what my thing was. So at that time, I had a sports agency. I should have just went in on a package deal.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So if I knew it was about politics, Ricky Davis was on. I went to play.
Right.
Right.
I went to ball. Like I'm balling.
Right.
So, but some of this stuff is politics.